All right, we're in the air. We're looking right at the property. It's on the other side of the river. About 175 feet of direct river frontage on the Niagara River, and it is gorgeous. You can see the water there. It's generally quite clear. It's fairly clear. It was the day we were taking this video. You can actually see the fish. You can see that the trout, rainbow trout, brown trout, bass, catfish, all that good stuff. Awesome property. Just kind of hidden in the trees. You can see the red truck that's parked almost at the river's edge. So we're going to take a look at the river frontage, and then I think we fly easterly and we'll check out the rest of the property as well. So looking north on the river, off on that bluff on the left, there's a cool house that's pretty neat. So wooded, looking southerly there. Wooded at the riverfront, there's a kind of a large gravel bar there. And then as you move back from the river, it transitions from woods to that open meadow, then more woods and more meadow. It's really a pretty interesting property. What a gorgeous section of water. Literally one of the prettiest sections of river that we've ever seen here. And that is a lot of river frontage. 175 feet is a lot. This is a big tract. River tracts aren't generally this big. And there you can see, like I said, the truck parked directly on the property. And as we look to the south, the land would be more or less on the left. Okay, so now we're looking southeasterly, and I believe we're going to do a direct flyover of the entire property and end up at Marigold Drive on the east side. Well, maybe after we get another look at the river frontage here. We drove straight to that end of the property. It had been raining a little bit the day before, and the last part, it was a little slick, so I'd use caution if you plan on driving directly to the river. Okay, so now we're moving southeasterly over the property. It's just full of awesome campsites and some great building sites. Right there in the timber, there's an open area. It doesn't look very grassy right now because the guys just mowed it all, but it'll grow back up into a beauty. It's like a little park right there. It's really cool. And then as we get out to that open meadow, the open meadow is stunning. Some of the most beautiful pasture land you'll ever see, maybe for a huge garden or whatnot. Now that lower meadow that we're over right now, that's going to be within the flood zone, so that is definitely not your ideal building site. You want to go more to the east, get up that hillside, probably to the upper meadow, so you don't have to mess with being in any type of flood zone. So still headed southeast over the property. You can see it's rising up. In the distance, you can see that meadow, and there is a portion of that on the property as well. So that's going to be completely out of the flood zone. So you can do your thing up there with no worries about having to mess with flood insurance or any of that stuff. Quite a bit of timber. All these tracts out here were logged within the last couple of years. They were not clear cut. So there is quite a bit of medium and large timber remaining. Looking down on that site, it looks like dirt. It actually is. It is grass. The guys just did come in and mow it and cut it though, and so that's why it's kind of got that look to it. So the trail you see on the right, that's this property. That's tract 6A, 5-acre tract. And looking toward Marigold Drive in the distance, that's a site the guys happened to pick to open up to kind of give you a place to pull completely out of the meadow. So I mean, you could roll in there with your camper and set up shop and be totally private within just a few minutes. Some property covenants in place on these tracts to keep them nice. You can check those out on the website, but I mean, you can build your own home or cabin. Got to have a 600 square foot minimum concrete foundation, so we really don't think that's excessive. Any actual site-built cabin is probably going to meet that requirement, or home. So that's Marigold Drive on the left. The property does have about 30 feet of direct frontage on Marigold. You're welcome to put in an approach if you want to, but it's much easier, for the time being anyway, to just take the existing gravel easement road. There's one that crosses over the very eastern portion of the property, and to get down to that bottom part, you just take the gravel easement down to the south and back up to drive directly to that west side of the property. So as we back up here, we're trying to get back behind Marigold, and I hope to do a nice overview of the property in the area. Amazing area. There's only a 12-mile stretch of white ribbon trout fishing section, and this has direct frontage within that. So it's also very popular for little campgrounds, for floaters, for fishermen, for people swimming, recreation. I mean, this is the premier river frontage. Basically, some of the nicest, if not the nicest, that we've ever seen is right here in this white ribbon trout fishing section, and you've got 175 feet of frontage on the river. There's the one of the potential sites for you right there, and you can see that big timber as you look to the west. If you really wanted to have a view, you could take the site a little further to the northwest, and you'd have a view of that river bottom area and the river itself potentially. Really, really cool. The open meadow's gorgeous. Excuse me. Personally, that's probably where I would, if I were coming down there to camp for a week or two, I'd probably put my camper right there, or potentially right on the water. I mean, it just depends on how you want to do it, but some people like to be right on the river basically, and some people like to be back a little bit. You've got both options here. And there is the Niagara River. You can definitely come and check this out. We'd be thrilled to have you come on out here. Let us know, and we'll give you the combo. There's generally a gate at the start of the easement road, but we'll give you the combo for that, so you can come in and check things out. We're parked really close to the river. From where the truck is, you go forward about another 15 feet, and it drops down a few feet to the water. But if you walk this direction from where the drone is, you can see how nice and clear that is there. If you, I was hoping we'd pan down a little more, because there is a nice trail that goes right to the water and a gravel riverbed that's on the property. As we pan, yep, that gravel riverbed off in the distance. There is a portion of that on the property, so that's really cool. You know, walk right to it. Awesome for swimming. It's so clear. We hang out at different rivers a lot, and I'm always hesitant to let the little people swim unless the river's clear, because I like to see what's under there. And this one, after a big rain, of course, like any river, won't be clear, but it generally is as clear as you see it today, if not even more so. And now we're just kind of shooting down the river for fun to show you the neighborhood, I guess. Property on the right. On the other side of the river and down a little bit, I believe, is Maggard Canoe and Campground. I mean, this does get pretty busy in the summertime, especially on the weekends. But throughout the week and throughout the rest of the year, fairly peaceful. But yeah, you'll definitely have some people camping and hanging out on the other side of the river weekends in the summertime for sure. Very pretty. I mean, it's just such a popular section of river. That's why we've got these campgrounds in the area. Yeah, gorgeous. InstantAcres.com to see if this is still available. You can give us a call in the office, or you can just email us at sales@InstantAcres.com. But ultimately, if you just go to the website at InstantAcres.com, you can see if the property is available. If it's on there, it'll be shown as available or not, and if it's not on there, then unfortunately it's sold. But if this is what you're looking for, let us know. We may or may not have another one available. Once these are gone, they're gone. We don't have another project like this. This is it. So if this is something you've been looking for and dreaming about, it might be time to pull the trigger. Ask any questions you have. We would love to chat with you about this property.